Welcome back to Unlimited Recaps. Today, we'll be diving into an action thriller film from 1999 titled Fight Club. The movie starts with a man working as an automobile recall specialist, but he's feeling increasingly dissatisfied with his monotonous life. The stress from his job is piling up, and in his downtime, he finds himself aimlessly browsing through furniture catalogs, buying things in hopes of feeling better. But nothing ever works. On top of his work pressures, the constant travel for his job is messing with his sleep schedule, leaving him constantly jet-lagged. For the past 6 months, he hasn't been able to sleep at all. When he goes to see his doctor, the doctor tells him not to worry since no one's ever died from insomnia. The man, however, also mentions he has narcolepsy, which causes him to randomly fall asleep in strange places without any memory of how he got there. He asks the doctor for medication, but the doctor insists he just needs natural sleep. But the doctor brushes him off and suggests he attend a testicular cancer support group to see people who are really suffering. The man meets Bob, an ex-bodybuilder whose steroid addiction cost him his testicles, marriage, and finances. Bob comforts him, encouraging him to cry, and he begins attending support groups, finding solace in each session. However, Marla Singer's presence disrupts his peace. After confronting her, they agree to split the groups. Despite this, his work stress persists. On a flight, he meets Tyler Durden, a soap salesman with unorthodox ideas, forming an unusual bond. When the man's apartment burns down, Tyler offers advice about rejecting materialism. As their friendship deepens, the man learns Tyler sabotages his jobs as a projectionist and waiter, adding chaos to his life. After drinks, Tyler invites the man to stay with him and initiates a fight, leaving the man exhilarated by the pain. At Tyler's dilapidated house, their fights attract other men, evolving into organized brawls in the bar's basement. Tyler introduces new fighters and establishes the rules of Fight Club, the most important being that you never talk about it. Despite this, the members invite more people to join. One day, the man gets a call from Marla, who's worried about his absence at the support groups and mentions taking Xanax. Irritated, the man sets the phone down without hanging up. Later, he dreams of Marla being intimate with someone, but when he wakes up, he's shocked to find her in his kitchen. After an argument, Tyler explains he visited Marla to check on her after hearing about her situation. Things take a darker turn when the police show up at Marla's apartment, and Tyler brings her back to his place. The two become intimate, and Tyler warns the man not to speak to Marla about him, though he doesn't explain why. The man grows frustrated as Marla frequently visits Tyler. One morning, he learns from the police that his apartment was destroyed by a homemade dynamite explosion. That night, Tyler takes him to a liposuction clinic to collect discarded fat for soap making. Tyler explains that fat can also be turned into dynamite and demonstrates by burning the man's hand with lye, pushing him to embrace pain and accept mortality. After neutralizing the burn, Tyler urges him to let go of his old life. At work, the man's manager confronts him about Fight Club's rules being copied, escalating his frustration. He threatens violence, but is interrupted by Marla, who asks him to check her for lumps. Later, he discovers Bob, now a Fight Club member, and loses to him in a fight. When Lou, the bar owner, discovers Fight Club, Tyler takes a brutal beating but forces Lou to let them stay. Tyler then assigns the members to provoke fights with strangers. The man uses this to confront his manager, shocking him by self-harming and demanding hush money to leave the company for good. The man walks out of the office with a promise from his manager to send him 52 weekly paychecks and 48 flight coupons, ensuring that the Fight Club can keep meeting. The club soon starts taking more extreme actions, with Tyler sending members on assignments to vandalize buildings, shops, and billboards. While destroying cars in the street with Tyler, the man learns that Fight Club now has chapters across the country. Things escalate when Tyler pulls a gun from the man's backpack and heads into a convenience store. He takes the clerk Raymond into the back and threatens to kill him unless Raymond does something to pursue his dream of becoming a veterinarian within 6 weeks. After Raymond runs off, Tyler tells the man that Raymond will learn to appreciate life when he wakes up the next day. Later, the man discovers that Tyler has built bunk beds in the basement of their house and has started accepting applications for a secretive boot camp. Candidates are required to wait 3 days in front of the house without food or shelter as part of the initiation process. Applicants begin flocking to the house, with Bob among them. Inside, they do manual labor while Tyler lectures them on the dangers of consumerism. The man is puzzled by Tyler's decision to recruit an army and is shocked when he learns that the recruits have started setting apartments on fire. This draws the attention of the city's police commissioner, who believes the fires are linked to the underground fight clubs. When the man questions the recruits, they reveal it's all part of Project Mayhem, but refuse to discuss details. The project escalates when the group infiltrates a high-profile hotel as waiters, cornering the police commissioner in a bathroom. Tyler threatens to castrate him unless he calls off the investigation into Fight Club, emphasizing that their anonymity as everyday workers ensures their power. The commissioner agrees and they leave. The man feels excluded from Project Mayhem and vents his frustration by beating a recruit senseless during a fight. On the way home, he confronts Tyler about being left out. Tyler, driving recklessly, insists the project belongs to everyone and mocks the man for clinging to control. Letting go of the wheel, Tyler causes a crash and calls it a near-life experience. The next day, Tyler is gone, but the recruits continue their work. When the man tries to intervene, they dismiss his concerns. Marla visits but leaves after learning Tyler isn't there. Later, chaos erupts when recruits return, reporting that Bob was killed during a mission to destroy an art display and vandalize a coffee shop. Distraught by the violence, the man resolves to find Tyler and stop the project before it spirals further. Using Tyler's used ticket stubs, the man flies to various cities and visits bars and other locations where Fight Club had been established. After failing to find Tyler at several places, he eventually arrives at a bar where employees are paying tribute to Bob. The bartender greets the man as if he's a regular, though the man has never been there before. When he asks if the bartender recognizes him, the bartender wonders if the man is testing him. After assuring him that he's not, the bartender drops the bombshell. He is Tyler Durden. Confused, the man returns to his hotel room and calls Marla, asking if they've ever been intimate. Marla confirms that she and the man are in a relationship, addressing him as Tyler. After the call, Tyler appears in the room, disappointed with the man for breaking his promise not to mention him to Marla. As the man begins to question Tyler about his situation, he soon recalls his actions since meeting Tyler and comes to a staggering realization. He and Tyler are the same person. Tyler explains that the man created him as a way to escape his life and take on a new identity, explaining that the man had been seeking ways to change but couldn't do so alone. Tyler also reveals that Marla poses a threat to their plans because she knows too much. As they argue over Tyler's increasingly dangerous plans, the man collapses from exhaustion. Upon waking, he immediately runs out of the room to head home. At the house, he discovers the plans for Project Mayhem, which involve bombing key buildings in the financial district. He tries to warn the management of these facilities, only to find that they've all been infiltrated by the group. In desperation, he gathers all the documents he can carry and leaves the house, meeting up with Marla. He convinces her to leave the city for her own safety and sends her away on a bus. Once Marla is gone, the man turns himself into the police, revealing the details of Project Mayhem, including the planned bombings to erase credit card debt records. The lead detective listens to the man's story, but leaves the room to verify the information. As soon as he's gone, the remaining officers begin commending the man for his involvement in Project Mayhem, but they inform him that they need to castrate him because he allegedly ordered this punishment for anyone who interferes with the group's plans. including himself. The lead detective instructs officers to visit Tyler's house. Seizing the moment, the man grabs an officer's gun and escapes to a targeted building where he finds and disarms a bomb in the parking garage. Tyler appears and attacks him, but security footage reveals the man is fighting himself. After Tyler throws him down the stairs, the man wakes tied up, with Tyler holding a gun. Tyler defends Project Mayhem's plan, claiming no lives will be lost. Realizing the gun is in his hand, not Tyler's, the man shoots himself, causing Tyler to collapse and vanish. Club members bring Marla to him, but her anger fades upon seeing his head wound. He reassures her as the bombs detonate, collapsing buildings around them. The man tells Marla she met him at a strange time in his life. Like, share, and subscribe the video.